Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's the official post-position draw for the 96th running of the Canadian Derby. I'm Dylan Beardy alongside Gentry Van Ball. We have Tegan Goodsell and Jeff McLeod from the race office. We're just days away from the most exciting day of the meet, and today we will find out where each contender will line up in the starting game. Post position can make all the difference in these races: inside speed, outside closers, or a tactical trip. It all starts with today's draw. Look at the horses, we've got the connections, the exciting is building up, so we'll get underway.
Today we will be drawing for our 4 major stakes races on Canadian Derby Day. Coming up this Saturday, August 23rd, we'll have the $75,000 Northlands Distaff, the $100,000 Dale the Colonel Saunders Memorial Speed to Spare Championship, the $100,000 Century Casino Oaks, and of course the $200,000 Grade 3 Canadian Derby.
Tomorrow we got the annual golf tournament here at Redtail Landing Handicap, and Friday nights we have some future stars racing. For Friday night we have the Canadian Juvenile, Princess Margaret, and the quarter horse stake, the Bank of America Challenge, and a 9-race card. A
very competitive quarter horse field for that big one as well, and even looking at our 2-year-old stakes compared to this year's Derby, last year's winner putting on the foil. The Canadian Juvenile will be running in the Canadian Derby, and of course Nova Joyce, who won the Princess Margaret last year, also running it in the Oaks. So it'll be exciting to see what future 3-year-olds we might have for the 2026 Derby.
We'll kick off today's draw with the 55th Northlands Distaff Handicap and the Dale the Colonel Saunders Speed to Spare, and then a live draw for the Century Casino Oaks and 96 Canadian Derby to follow.
So the first 2 stakes will be drawn by our race office, and again our Oaks and Canadian Derby. The names will be selected at random, and the connections will be picking the post positions for the Oaks and the Derby. But we'll kick things off with the Northlands Distaff. Will run as race 8 at approximately 8:15 on Saturday.
Silkstone.
1. Post position 1 for Silkstone, drawing from the inside here. Off a 2nd place finish, 4 starts this year, 1 second, 1 third place finish.
Silkstone is a 4-year-old filly by Birdstone, bred in Ontario by Moonshine Meadow Ranch, trained by Tim Rycroft, owned by Everblack Cattle Co., Stetson Enterprises, and Ryan Stetson. Silkstone will be ridden by Enrique Gonzalez.
Air Force.
6.
Post position 6 for Air Force, coming off a 2nd place finish in Stakes Company and winner of the Emerald Down Stake at Hastings Park.
Air Force is a 5-year-old filly by Counterforce, bred in BC by Paul Caravetta, trained by Keith Pedersen, owned by Dennis Dale, Morris Peter, and Ed Welsh. Will be ridden by Antonio Reyes.
Big Hug.
7.
Post position 7 for Big Hug, 8-5 second morning line choice, coming off a win in the Red Smith Handicap.
5-year-old mare by Mr. Big, bred in Alberta by Chalet Stables, is trained by Rick Hedge, owned by Empire Equestrian and Carriage Farm, and will be ridden by Jose Asensio.
Havana.
5.
Post position 5 for Havana, your 6-5 morning line choice for the Northlands Distaff, coming off a win, 3 winners this year at a 2nd through 4 starts.
Last year's Century Casino Oaks winner Havana is a 4-year-old filly by Vina Rosso, bred in BC by Brian Anderson and Carol Anderson, trained by Barb Heads. Amadeo Perez will ride.
Maturity date.
3.
20-1 choice for maturity date, post position 3, coming off the claim, making the 9th start of the years, hit the money 50% of the time, 1 win, 1 second, and 2 third place finishes.
4-year-old filly by Upstart, bred in Kentucky by Brereton C. Jones, trained by Carla Christopherson, owned by Carla Christopherson and Lloyd Dietz. Caton Natera gets the ride.
Knowing Glance.
2.
Post position 2 for Knowing Glance, also 20-1 on the morning line, coming off a couple out of the money finishes in Stakes Company.
Knowing Glance is a 6-year-old mare by Jimmy Creed, bred in Alberta by Highfield Investment Group. Craig Smith is the trainer, owned by Highfield Investment Group, and Bruce Appleyard. Rashid Hughes is the jockey.
Bling Dancer.
4.
5-1 choice for Blink Dancer, coming off a winner in the Escapes Clause at the Assiniboia Downs Racetrack.
The 4-year-old filly is by Too Much Bling, bred in Texas by CJ Thoroughbreds. Rob Van Overshot trains, JDB Holdings owns, and Brian Woodramsing is your rider.
$75,000 purse for the 55th Northlands Distaff, and we'll do a rundown for that mile and 70-yard trip. Post position 1, Silkstone, Enrique Gonzalez. Knowing Glance, post 2, Rashid Hughes. Maturity date, post 3, Caton Natera. Post 4 for Bling Dancer, Brian Ramsing. Havana, Post 5, morning line favorite, Amadeo Perez. Air Force, Post 6, Antonio Reyes. And 7 Big Hug, Jose Asensio.
Your field for the Northlands Distaff will move along into the newly renamed Dale the Colonel Saunders Speed to Spare Championship. Will run as race 10 at approximately 9:55. We have a field of 10 in here. They're going to go a mile and a quarter.
Add attention.
8,
9-2 choice for Add Attention, a winner of an allowance company in the Lone Star here at Century Mile this year.
8-year-old gelding by Shanghai Bobby, bred in BC by Brian Anderson and Carol Anderson, trained by Barb Heads, owned by Brian and Carol Anderson. Antonio Reyes, regular rider, back aboard.
Ghostly Spitfire.
4,
Post position 4 for Ghostly Spitfire, 10-1 choice on the morning line, winner and nominees of 3 allowance optional claiming level. Back in May here at Century Mile.
4-year-old gelding is by Go Sapper, bred in Kentucky by Lothenbach Stables. Tim Rycroft trains, Stetson Inc. and Everblack Cattle own. Jose Asensio rides.
Titan.
5,
Post position 5 for Tishan, off of an exciting win last out, nominees at 2 level at a 20-1 morning line.
4-year-old by Honor Code, also bred in Kentucky by Anastasio Astrid Christensen. Robbie Henson trains, Willow Creek Farm owns, and Alexander Marty will be back aboard.
Flash for Danny.
2,
Post position 2 for Flash for Danny, 6-1 morning line choice, an exciting win last out, got up by a nose and the allowance company.
Flash for Danny, 6-year-old gelding, bred in Alberta by Highfield Investment Group, owned by Irving Devi, trained by Carlene Kingston. Dane Nelson will be riding.
Hyper Focus.
9,
Post position 9 for Hyper Focus, almost caught Flash for Danny in their last outing, and third place finish, 15-1 morning line choice.
7-year-old gelding by Constitution, bred in Kentucky by Mike Hetzelman, Jill Heitzman, and Windstar Farm. Tamara Baker owns, Gonzalo Anderson trains, Anastasio Shalaris will be back aboard.
Al Reichart.
6,
Post 6 for Al Reichert, 5-2 on the morning line, a winner of the Journal Handicap in the first start of the year.
5-year-old Gray by Imperialism was bred in Saskatchewan by Colin Ganter, owned by Colin Ganter and Cheryl Ganter, trained by Madison Zielke. Kate Natera rides.
Cool Wind.
7,
Post position 7 for Cool In, second start of the year, first start at the mile, 20-1 morning line.
5-year-old gelding by City of Light, bred in Kentucky by TC Stable LLC. Al Pitchko owns, Rod Cohn trains, and Rashid Hughes will ride.
Bazinga Karma.
1,
Post position 1 for Bazinga Karma, an impressive 10-length winner in claiming level, 30-1 on the morning line.
Speedy 5-year-old gelding by Midnight Storm is bred in Maryland by Mary Hare, owned by Barry Dowd and trained by Rob Van Overshot. Brian Boudramsing is your jockey.
August Rain.
10,
Post position 10 for the morning line choice, 9-5 August Rain, winner of an allowance company for the first start of the year, and is only missed the board once through 4 starts.
Of course, last year's Canadian Derby winner, the 4-year-old gelding by Sungold, bred in BC by Peter Rudicop, owned by Peter Rudicop, trained by Barb Heads, and Amadeo Perez rides.
Gabby's on Holiday.
3,
Post position 3 for Gabby's on Holiday, getting a 30-1 morning line for the 4th start of the year, looking for that first in the money finish.
Ronaldo Cumberbatch will ride the 6-year-old gelding by Violence, who is bred in Kentucky by Hill and Dale Equine Holdings, owned by Emma Bott and trained by Sharon Bott.
That's the field of 10 for the Dale the Colonel Saunders Speed to Spare, $100,000 stake. Post position 1, Bazinga Karma, Brian Boudramsing. Flash for Danny, post 2, Dane Nelson. Gabby's on Holiday, Ronaldo Cumberbatch, post 3. Post 4 for Ghostly Spitfire, Jose Asensio. Tishan, post 5, Alexander Marty. Post 6 for Al Reichert, Kaiten Naterba. 7, Cool Wind, Rashid Hughes. 8, Add Attention, Antonio Reyes. Post 9, Hyper Focus, Anastasio Chalaris. And 10, August Rain, the morning line choice, Amadeo Perez. That's the field of 10.
For the $100,000 Speed to Spare Championship, that will run as race 10, again on our 12 race card, approximate post time of 9:55. Now we'll move on to the big ones. We've got the $600,000 Central Casino Oaks, and of course a $200,000 Canadian Derby, where the connections will be picking the post position. So you'll be drawing the horses at random, and the assigned connections will get to pick their post position in that order.
Field of 7 for this year's running of the Century Casino Oaks.
We'll introduce you to the contenders first, and then we'll get to the draw. So let's kick things off with Don't Give Up the Fight. 3-year-old filly by Jimmy Creed, bred in Kentucky by Highclere Inc. Comes in for Robertino Diodoro. Charles Garvey owns, and Rashid Hughes is going to be your rider.
Coming in off a very impressive 10-length winner last out. We'll check the replay of the last winner.
Off of In Your Biz, and coming on the outside, Don't Give Up the Fight, top of the lane, down the stretch, 43-4, Don't Give Up the Fight, now takes the lead In Your Biz, NASA's Princess late, Don't Give Up the Fight, running like a 2-5 should, Don't Give Up the Fight, puts the 5th race field in a stranglehold, Don't Give Up the Fight, running off the TV. NASA's Princess In Your Biz.
That's a good call, Dylan.
Not too bad.
Don't Give Up the Fight will likely be one of your pace setters. Next up, GM Foxy, Cheryl Humke trainee, owned by Railside Stable, 3-year-old by Klimt, bred in Kentucky by Kathy Maybe and Gary Gimo. This one, you know the name for sure. She's won her last 3 by more lengths than I can count if you add them together on the fly.
Winner of the Chariot Chaser and Sonoma Handicap. We'll check out that Sonoma replay.
Kitty House to the 3rd, Holy Bell, just Unveil the Grace, top of the lane, down the stretch, Unveil the Grace, I'm Foxy outside, 3/4, 111 2/5, I'm Foxy, middle of the track, takes the lead, 2 lengths now, Unveil the Grace, the best of the race, as I'm Foxy strikes the lead, from the Chariot Chaser to the Sonoma, oh my, I'm Foxy by 5, 6 lengths in the late going.
The mud didn't stop her there. GM Foxy will be ridden by Kate Natera. Next, I'm in Control comes in for Keith Pedersen, Whitehall Farms owns, 3-year-old by Lent, bred in British Columbia by Christina Mon. Silvino Morales is going to be a rider.
4 starts this year, 2 seconds and a 3rd knocking on the door through each start this year.
And I'm in Control from the rail, leads it by a head. Right there is Who Is on the outside. It's Rondalita. And on the inside now, Countercat. And down the lane they come. I'm in Control. Who Is? Chris's Gold is trying to close from the extreme outside. I'm in Control. Chris's Gold. I'm in Control to win it. Chris's Gold will be second.
Closed out 2024, the 2-year-old campaign with that nice 60-1 upset.
Next up, Kitty House, trained by Gonzalo Anderson, Crystal Cates and Gonzalo Anderson owned, 3-year-old by Country House, was bred in New York by Newtown Anor Stud Farm. Luis Contreras comes in for the ride.
Runner-up spotted the Chariot Chaser and Sonoma. We'll check out that winner for Kitty House from the 23rd of May.
Lead over Kitty House, Mohamed Day's not done yet, top of the lane, down the stretch, 44-3 for Dare to Compare. Kitty House all out, 2 jaws coming on, Dare to Compare, Kitty House, stride for stride, Dare to Compare, inside, Kitty House outside, stride for stride in the 16th, Kitty House driven, Dare to Compare, Foster and Kitty House half a length.
No Rejoice, the winner of last year's Princess Margaret, is also nominated for the, or entered for the Oaks. Cold Front Racing owns, Todd Kettleson trains, 3-year-old filly by Instagram, was bred in Kentucky by Sally Thomas, and Morgan's Ford Farm. Amadeo Perez will be aboard.
Kick out the year at Woodbine and come here at Century Mile. A nice 7-length winner. The nominees are 2 allowance level last out.
They're getting away, top of the lane. Down the stretch, Unveil the Grace, has a kick, Dazzle Be Dawn second, all out, she's singled again, Ain't Afraid to Dream is 4th, Unveil the Grace with an 8 to go, 8-1, full out drive, and she's going to get it done. Unveil the Grace. Impressive in the first career start. Hughes and Smith. Daz will be done. She's singled again. Ain't afraid.
Well, that was Unveil the Grace, who we'll see next in this one with a second place finish in the Sonoma handicap last out.
Unveil the Grace, 3-year-old filly by Gunrunner, bred in Kentucky by Gunrunner Syndicate and Moreau Bloodstock. Highfield Investment Group, Dialed In Racing Stable, and Lucky Diamonds owns. Craig Smith is your trainer, and Rico Prescott will ride Unveil the Grace.
Move to Welcome to Hollywood after that replay. One of the horses coming in from Assiniboia Downs, and a very impressive winner, the Manitoba Oaks and Jack Hardy.
Filly by Omaha Beach was bred in Kentucky by Endeavor Farm, trained by Jared Brown, owned by Jared Brown and John Gannis. Antonio Whitehall comes in for the ride.
Welcome to Hollywood. She is a star 3/4, 113 and 3. She's opening up double digits on the field. This is all Welcome to Hollywood. She's crushing them in the 37th running of the Manitoba Oaks. The battle is on for second, but Linda's Map will hang on.
Well, you've met the contenders for the $100,000 Century Casino Oaks. Now it's time to see where they're going to sit in the gate.
Unveil the Grace.
First up, Unveil the Grace. Our trainer's consulting. We need the Jeopardy theme song here.
Post position 4 for Unveil the Grace will run as a 12-to-1 morning line choice.
Don't give up the fight.
Don't give up the fight.
Post position 2 for Don't Give Up the Fight. Often impressive winner with an 8-to-1 morning line choice.
Gee, I'm Foxy.
Gee, I'm Foxy.
Post position 3 for the 1-to-1 morning line favorite GM Foxy, looking for 4 in a row.
Kitty House.
Kitty House.
Post position 5 for Kitty House, a 15-to-1 long shot play for the Century Casino Oaks.
1, 6, and 7 is left.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Post position 6 for Welcome to Hollywood will be your second choice at the 2-to-1 morning line, 22 lengths for the last 2 starts at Assiniboia Downs.
No Rejoice.
No Rejoice.
Post position 1 for the 20-to-1 No Rejoice. Looking to go back-to-back at the mile.
That leaves post position 7 for I'm in Control for the Keith Pedersen trainee.
12-to-1 choice for I'm in Control. That's your field of 7. We'll do a quick rundown for that $100,000 prize for the 3-year-old fillies. Starting with post position 1, No Rejoice, ridden by Amadeo Perez. Post 2, Don't Give Up the Fight, Rashid Hughes. G, I'm Foxy. Post 3, Kate Natera. 4, Unveil the Grace, Enrico Prescott. Kitty House, post 5, Luis Contreras. Welcome to Hollywood, Antonio Whitehall, post 6, and 7, I'm in Control, Silvino Morales.
All right, that means that it is time for the $200,000 Grade 3 Canadian Derby. We have 7 entered. They're going to go 1.25 miles. The Derby will run as race 9 at approximately 9:15 p.m. But you know, we've got some pretty good wagering opportunities that you're going to want to take pretty seriously here, right, Dylan?
Yeah, we got that $50,000 pick 4, $25,000 guaranteed pick 5, which will include a couple of those stakes races. I'll be nose down into the program right after we're done here.
Well, these These post position draws will definitely help to get that handicapping started. So we'll introduce you to our contenders. We'll start things off with Accidental Genius. The 3-year-old by All Have Another was bred in California by Redham Racing, owned by Stetson Enterprises, Stetsco Inc., CJ Stetson, and GSR Stable. Tim Rycroft trains, Enrique Gonzalez will ride.
A runner-up in stakes company both at the Chris Lonseth and Sir Winston Churchill Stakes at Hastings Park.
Around the houses, then comes Typhoon Tommy at the head of a lane with a furlong and a half to go, and the big question is, can anyone reel in the leader going south? Certainly on the inside, Accidental Genius, who has played a perfect game so far, though drifting out to the center of the track. On the outside, Choke Cherry Cherie is running on as well, but inside the final 16th, the far side, Accidental Genius and Luis Jimenez get there by half a length, going south over the line second. Choke Cherry Cherie.
Attack comes in for the Craig Smith barn, 3-year-old by Munnings, bred in Kentucky by Alexander Groves Thoroughbreds. Give me a second to catch my breath for this owner line. Owned by Highfield Investment Group, Dialed In Racing Stable, Bruce Appleyard, Jamie Graham, Lucky Diamonds Racing, Smoking Gun Stable, James Bowder, Robert Bowder, John O'Neill, Leslie O'Neill. And they will guaranteed have the largest cheering squad for the Canadian Derby this year.
Second in the Manitoba Derby, placed first in that race and making the 6th start of the year and coming off that win.
Running on well is Negon's Law around the outside of Gerald. Attack down the outside, Consmith the rail. Out in front, Cash the Money. On Rush the outside, they're level. On Rush trying to go on by, and they're 3 in front. Attack's coming home really well down the outside after both of them, and is taking aim at both these leaders. Attack is flying home on the outside, and as they come to the wire, it's going to be out wide. Attack to gobble them up and win. Attack has won. Second in the center is On Rush. Third, Cash the Money. A gap
It was the bait-breaking win for Attack at Woodbine as a 2-year-old.
Border Song comes in for the Rob Van Overshot barn, owned by JDP Holdings and Ironside Stable. 3-year-old by Tapiture was bred in Texas by Asmussen and Woolsey. Brian Boudramsing will be your rider.
Finished 5th, place 4th in the Manitoba Derby. Start prior 4th in the Count Latham here at Century Mile.
Cowboys still in front. Tennessee Moses, a big move. Top of the lane. Down the stretch, 112, and Concrete Cowboy is in front. Put to a full out drive. Border Song breaks on through. Border Song now strikes the front. Concrete Cowboy. Jay Dutton tries to move it to the play spot. Border Song waited and pounced when it was time. Border Song and Boudramsing. Plays photo coming up. Looks to go to Concrete Cowboy. Jay Dutton.
Countercat comes to us from BC, trained by Keith Pedersen. The 3-year-old by Counterforce was bred in BC by Bennett and Caravata. Dennis Dale, Morris Peter, and Ed Welsh own Amadeo Perez will be riding.
Maiden breaking win 2 starts back and a recent 3rd place finish in the Sir Winston Churchill Stake.
In second is Forced to Run. On the outside, Ready for Anything in third. 4th belongs to Pickled Again. Off the turn into the stretch, and Countercat has a 5 or 6 length lead. And down the lane they come. It is Countercat, well in the clear, now ridden out. Countercat wins by many. Ready for Anything second. Forced to Run third. Pickled Again fourth.
That maiden breaking win, once again 2 starts back. It is yet to finish out of the top 3 so far this year.
Dancing Porky comes in for Gonzalo Anderson. Kirk Sutherland owns. A 3-year-old by Honor AP was bred in Kentucky by H&E Ranch. Linton Stedman is your rider.
12th length winner of the Grand Prairie Derby. We'll see coming up next.
Forgotten Man trying to hang on a second. They're all chasing Dancing Porky, top of the lane, down the stretch in the 2025 Grand Prairie Derby. Dancing Porky is now opened up by 9. That's all, folks. Dancing Porky will win it. Dancing Porky opens up and wins it by here, 8.5 in the line. Either one under the way was second, then Forgotten Man third.
2 wins and a 2nd place finish through 7 starts this year for Dancing Porky.
Fancy Like That comes in for Theo Ward, trained by Anderson Ward. 3-year-old by Car Talk, was bred in Alberta by Empire Equestrian. Of your lone Alberta breds in the field.
4 lifetime starts and got that maiden breaking win 2 starts back, which we'll see.
Drive it off the back, Fancy Like That, top of the lane, down the stretch, and it's Fancy Like That taking the lead. Alberta Storm, business account coming on with each stride, but Fancy Like That, a good stride, 10-1 right now. Fancy Like That puts away Alberta Storm, business account in a second. That's all he can do. They're chasing Fancy Like That. Oh, he's fancy, huh? It's Fancy Like That.
Fancy Like That will be ridden by Kamar Trotman. Pioneer Storm King will be one of your pace setters in here for trainer Robbie Henson. The 3-year-old by Pioneer of the West was bred in British Columbia by Tiffany Kubis, owned by Tiffany Kubis, and will be ridden, by Scott Williams.
2 winners this year through 5 starts. Last seen the impressive winner in the Count Latham.
111 for 3/4 and a 3-length lead. Top of the lane, down the stretch. Pioneer Storm King, all out Williams drive, putting on the foil, left side, up the rail, a length back, and now shifts back out. Pioneer Storm King needs the line, 8 to go, putting on the foil second. Pioneer Storm King, wire to not be denied. Putting on the foil, wood sealing.
Segues us right into putting on the foil. Comes in for owner Curtis Landry. Gonzalo Anderson trains. Luis Contreras comes in for the ride. The 3-year-old by Counterforce was bred in BC by White House Stables and George Robbins.
New runner up spot for the Western Canada and Count Latham Stakes, and a winner 2 starts back at Allowance Company.
Moving into third, Dancing Porky, top of the lane, down the stretch. Pioneer Storm King is in front, half a length. Putting on the foils, coming on. 3-path for Dancing Porky. And attack lane, Pioneer Storm King inside for putting on the foil. Dancing Porky late. Inside, putting on the foil. Dancing Porky with a late surge. Putting on the foil, puts on a show to win. Dancing Porky.
Another BC invader is Rondalito, trained by Keith Pedersen. Kamal Santos rides. 3-year-old by Lent was bred in British Columbia by Christina Mann.
4-race win streak coming into the race, and looking to get another one here at the mile.
Genius and Counter Cat past the 8th pole they run, and it's still with the lead. Kai Alum. Kai Alum turns for home with a 2-length lead. Rondalito, Accidental Genius, trying to wind it up on the far outside. Deep stretch now. Kyalum, Rondalito, and on the outside, Accidental Genius. Rondalito to win the Derby trial. It'll be
Very familiar foes going against each other in this one. Rondalito, a winner in the Sir Winston Churchill as the favorite.
The first of 2 Robertino Diodoro entries is Take Charge Tom. The 3-year-old by Tom's Detap was bred in Kentucky by Randy Haug, owned by Randy Haug, and Rashid Hughes will ride.
It's already made over $250,000 lifetime, and coming off a disqualified to 7th place finish, the Manitoba Derby crossed the wire first.
Now takes the lead by a length. Companies are coming, putting on the foil, top of the lane. Down the stretch, Wood Sealing is in front, half a length, putting on the foil, 46-1. Wood Sealing still in front, putting on the foil with every stride, half a length back, dives to the inside. Wood Sealing with a 16th, and on the inside, putting on the foil, but Wood Sealing will get it done in the Western Canada Stakes.
I was going to say, I don't remember making the trip to Assiniboia Downs for that, but
It's a good thing your calls are very descriptive. You walked us through it.
that was Wood Sealing in that replay there, a winner of the Western Canada Handicap, as we just heard.
We'll see if we get those replays caught up.
Or as hell, closing the gap in third. They hit the head of the lane. Just trust me, trying to hang on. Take Charge Tom is coming with the late burst. Just trust me. Take charge, Tom. A 16th of a mile to go. Just trust me battling back, but take charge, Tom. We'll take the 31st running of the Derby trial. Just trust me in second.
That winner of the Derby trial, Take Charge Tom, and one of the ones to consider for this field.
Well, let's round it out. We'll try that again for Wood Ceiling, the second Robertino Diodoro entry in here. The 3-year-old by Gunrunner was bred in Kentucky by Pursuit of Success. Norm Tremblay and Janet Kropp own Jose Asensio will be riding.
Ceiling now takes the lead by a length. Companies are coming, putting on the foil, top of the lane. Down the stretch, Wood Ceiling is in front half a length, putting on the foil, 46-1. Wood Ceiling still in front, putting on the foil with every stride, half a length back, dives to the inside. Wood Ceiling with a 16th, and up on the inside, putting on the foil, but Wood Ceiling will get it done in the Western Canada Stakes.
That's the field for the 96th running of the Canadian Derby. $200,000 up for grabs. It will make the draw.
Fancy like that.
Fancy like that, first up.
Post position 6 for Fancy Like That will be the 50-1 longest shot in the field.
Accidental Genius.
Accidental Genius.
Post position 7 for Accidental Genius. Off that runner-up, place spot in the Sir Winston Churchill 12-1 morning line.
Counter Cat.
Counter Cat.
5.
Post position 5 for Counter Cat, a 20-1 choice, third place in the Sir Winston Churchill last out.
Dancing Porky.
Dancing Porky.
Post position 4 for 20-1 morning line choice, Dancing Porky, Grand Prairie Derby winner.
Take Charge Tom.
Take Charge Tom.
Post position 3 for Take Charge Tom will be the 8-5 morning line choice for the 96 Canadian Derby.
Wood Ceiling.
Wood Ceiling.
Post position 2 for Wood Ceiling, off a third place finish of the Count Latham, that will be a 12-1 morning line choice.
Border Song.
Border Song.
Post 8 for Border Song, coming off a fourth place finish of the Manitoba Derby.
Attack.
Attack.
Post 9 for Attack, looking for the second jewel of the Western Canada Triple Crown, and will be 9-2 on the morning line.
Putting on the foil.
Putting on the foil.
Post position 1 for Putting on the Foil, an 8-1 morning line choice, has yet to finish into the top 2 through 3 starts this year.
That leaves your 2 outside positions, 10 and 11.
Rondolito.
Rondolito.
Post position 11 for Rondolito will be 10-1, a winning favorite in the Sir Winston Churchill last out.
Pioneer Storm King.
That leaves Pioneer Storm King in post position 10.
Pioneer Storm King will be 4-1 on the morning line. Press of whatever the Count Latham last out. That's your field of 11, and we'll do a quick rundown. Starting from post position 1, Putting on the Foil, Luis Contreras will ride. That is an 8-1 morning line. Post 2, Wood Ceiling, Jose Asensio, 12-1 morning line. Post 3, Take Charge Tom, Rashid Hughes, 8-5 morning line favorite. Post 4 for Dancing Porky, Linton Stedman, 20-1. Post 5, Counter Cat, Amadeo Perez, 20-1. Post 6 for Fancy Like That, Kibar Trotman, 50-1. 7 Accidental Genius, Enrique Gonzalez, 12-1. 40 Song, Post 8, Brian Budramsing, 30-1 Morning Lion. 9 Attack, Enrico Prescott, 9-2. 10 Pioneer Storm King, Scott Williams, that will be the 4-1 second choice of the field. And 11 Rondolito, Kamal Santo, and that will be 10-1 Morning Line choice. That's the field.
All right, well, that concludes the post position draws for our 4 major stakes races. Again, we'll kick off our Canadian Derby Week festivities. Well, today. Tomorrow, the golf tournament will be at Redtail Landing. Then we'll have a full card on Friday. 9 races starting at 6:15 with some stakes action, too.
I'd like to thank you all for joining us for this post position draw on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We hope it's a beautiful Saturday night for racing.
Absolutely. First post on Derby Day is 4:45. Doors open at 3 o'clock. Again, we'll have some guaranteed pools, the $50,000 late pick 4, the $25,000 guaranteed pick 5. The 4 major stakes races. It's going to be a good day. We need to start handicapping.
I'm starting on it right as soon as we're done here, like 20 minutes out.
Well, thanks for joining us. If you guys haven't had a chance to grab some food, there's some at the back. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you Friday.